In the last decade of my having played games, I found no end to the amount of people who wanted to create their own trading card games. This having been said, I'm not the exception at all. For the last 2 years now, I've tried to find forums, blogs, YouTube channels, threads, and any other scraps of information to not only help me make a card game, but to actually help people and designers understand the steps that you need to take to actually get it done and do it right. So I decided to make a channel that should become the almost quintessential source of what that means. And my approach is going to be simple. I plan on spotlighting as many games as possible, whether they are current games or games that have been from the past. And after I get through a few of those, I'd like to start talking about the mechanics that made them the games that they were, that made them popular. And to do this, I've actually gathered a small group of my friends who happen to be talented card players, and we're going to try to play every game that's thrown at us. And then afterward, again, we want to be able to explain why they were good games. But sadly, I lack the funding to obtain more than a handful of cards from any given game. And locally, I can only find a handful of games that are pretty much either just recently been come and gone, if they were super popular, or just really old versions of the games that are still around now. This is where I'd like to ask you guys a favor. I would like you to donate to me any of the cards that you might have that you just don't use anymore, or you don't play the game anymore because it's been 5 years since it was good, or maybe you got into a game and none of your friends did, and it's just wasting on your shelf. We'd like to go ahead and be able to accept those, not just so that we could, of course, get into learning how to play them and be able to diagram the cards out, but we also want to be able to show off a variety of game types between things like maybe a time period match. So, the first year of Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, from the cards that are donated to us, we can only use cards that were in the first year. We research what the ban list was at the time of the latest pack, and then we take turns drafting cards to our decks, and then actually play a feature match, and post that with us having a little bit of fun with it, and show how the game evolved, and then again, how we look at it differently now, even though you can only use the cards that were then. So it shows a bit of the evolution of the gaming. Another fun thing would be to just take fantasy fights and throw those around for a while. I mean, who hasn't wanted to see Frieza fight Boo? Or Cell fight Raditz? Or, perfect one, you take 2 players playing Pokemon TCG with the older cards, and you script somebody and you tell them that all they can play are the Pokemon that would make them a bug catcher, and then you make somebody else play Pokemon based off of a specific gym leader, and have them go head-to-head with it. These kind of things are what makes gaming fun, and I feel by doing all of this, we will be able to kind of be able to work towards making that next best game, and that's my goal. I've been trying to make a game for the last couple years, and to date, all I have is a handful of concepts, some basic art ideas, and a title. But, hey, it takes a while to get it done. I do hope to have more of it done in a year. I hope to have actual cards being made in a year. And I don't mean mass production. I mean test cards so that I can have local players play testing the game to see whether or not it's even viable. Within 5 years, though, I would like to be able to pitch to a company and see if my idea can take off, because that's actually half the fight. is just making it to where your deck or your game is actually marketed. Plenty of games die within the first year, and some games never get more than one set. Some of them go 4 sets before they're gone, and then sometimes you get lucky and you make a run for a couple of years, and then sometimes you're just Magic the Gathering and you're there for 2 decades, and still going strong. I'm not too sure how my game will go, but without it being based on a cartoon or an anime or a manga, I feel that I might have a better chance of making the long haul, so long as I can make a game that's worth playing. And I want that journey to be taken by all of us. And again, yeah, I'm going to ask you guys for the cards at the end of every episode, because, I don't have the money to just go out and buy a bunch of cards. And even if I'm not getting a whole bunch of cards all the time, if I got 10 cards from each game, and I have 100 people over time send me those cards, I have a smaller collection. I have a bigger collection than what I had. But we'd like to feature match a lot of this stuff. Not the same way that you guys expect feature matching. And again, the card games are not the only thing I'm going to do on this channel either. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the mechanics, I'm going to tear apart what the cards look like, and I'm going to show you what's worked and what hasn't. But at the same time, I like to nerd out on other things too. I do play a lot of video games. I do some online stuff. There's plenty of stuff to talk about. It's just a majority of what's going to happen here will be card game related. And that's just how it's going to be. I do plan on doing giveaways. I like to do the giveaways as I'm doing a deck spotlight or a card spotlight. Something like that. And the first one I'm going to do is actually going to be on the Chaotic Trading Card Game, which is actually very special to me because it was one of the first games I played just because I liked the way the cards looked. And it's also left one of the longest lasting impressions on me because it was one of the most straightforward games while being one of the most fun. I do have a friend who's willing to donate some cards for me to give away. So I'm going to cut the video here in a second because I got to go get those. I got to go talk to him. And the next video, I will be spotlighting Chaotic. Alright, if you guys do have any games that you would like to send us, rulebooks, cards, the paper playmats that come in the deck boxes, if you have any of that, send me a little bit of a private message, and I'll get back to you based on what you have, and we'll get you the address to send it to. Alright? If you guys think that this is going to be a good resource for learning how to play the games better by mastering base mechanics, or that this is going to be a better resource to help you develop your own card game, go ahead, like us, thumbs up, whatever, subscribe is probably the best thing. This way you know when the new videos drop. And we'd like to do more with giveaways. But like I said, we're going to do Chaotic first, and we're going to go from there. This has been the first episode of King Elaine. My name is Raymond, and I'm signing off. So until next time, guys, remember to have fun and game on.